So we begin with the next topic of trigonometry, that is the sign conventions or signs of a trigonometric function. In the previous video, I have explained what is a trigonometric function, what is a function, and all that details. Now we will understand how the signs of this particular function varies throughout the Cartesian coordinate system. You all have studied the coordinate geometry in the 10th grade, correct? No? The signs of x and y, you know how it varies. In the first coordinate, x and y all are positive. Here it is x is negative, y is positive, correct coordinates, and here it is both are negative. Here it is x is positive, y is negative. I hope you can recall. Yes. So based on that only, we will determine the trigonometric function ratios. Okay, the signs of trigonometric function. So first, let us consider something called as a unit circle in the Cartesian coordinate system. This is x-axis and the y-axis, and consider a unit circle. Unit circle means whose radius is equal to 1. Correct? No? Whose radius is equal to 1 is the meaning of unit circle. Now, suppose if I consider any random point on that particular circle as P of A, B. P of A, B. So I draw a perpendicular down to this one, and this would be my A value and this would be my B value. Okay? Then I will join it to the center of the circle, that is O, to this one here. Okay, then here let me name this as Q or anything later you want it, then name it as such. So this OP is nothing but the radius. Agree or not? Correct? OP is nothing but the radius, and this forms a right angle triangle. This one here. Yeah? So now, can I define the trigonometric ratios for OP, POQ or something like that? Yes? Can be, because it is a right angle triangle. If it is a right angle triangle, I can easily define the trigonometric, all the trigonometric ratios. Yes? So I will draw a right angle triangle in detail. That is the same triangle itself. I am taking and drawing it a little bigger for better understanding. This is B, this is A, E, O, Q, and this is R, which is equal to 1. Okay? So now I will start defining one by one. Can you tell me what is? Suppose if I take this as x. Okay? Suppose if I take this as x, you know, the angle x over here, anti-clockwise, is going to be less positive. Yes, the angle in clockwise direction is considered to be positive. Measurement of angle in clockwise, anti-clockwise is considered to be positive. Clockwise direction is considered to be negative. Okay, measurement of angles. So this thing, let's remember that sign convention. Anti-clockwise it is positive, and clockwise it is negative. So that's how we measure the angle. So let us consider this x, which is measured anti-clockwise. So now, what if I have to find out the sign of that angle x? Sign of this angle. We know that the sign of an angle is opposite by hypotenuse. This angle is x. So opposite is equal to PQ by OP. Right? So now in this one, PQ by OP is, PQ is how much? B, and OP is 1. Correct? So here you can see that sin x is equal to B. Correct? So this is one particular value. I can see that the B is positive itself. Yes, B is positive. So then sin is over. Let me try to find out what is. This is in the first portion of the circle. Correct? No? First portion of this particular circle. So this unit circle, this circle is divided into 4 equal parts. Yes, and this part of a coordinate system, this portion, that is 1/4 of that one, is called as a quadrant. You all have also studied that, if I am not wrong. Have you? Yes, coordinate system also you all have studied. The first one is called as the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant, and this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. You all know the corresponding x and y values in their positions. The x values is positive and positive here. This is going to be negative and positive here. This is negative and negative here. And this one is positive and negative here. Correct? No? So keep that in mind. And then you can see, what if I am trying to define this circle, same thing, that same circles. What if that point was below? That's in this particular direction here. What would be the coordinate of this one? X would be positive, but y would be minus. That is, this A would be positive, B would be minus. This would be minus B, this would be A itself. Agree? You have understood my point, right? So now in this one, I am going to measure this as in this direction. That is sine of minus x. Agree or not? Because I told you clockwise direction, it is going to be positive. So sine of minus x, if I try to find out, sine of minus x would be again this side by the hypotenuse, that is r is equal to 1, that is minus b divided by 1. It is going to be sine of minus x is equal to minus b. Yeah. So from this, I can conclude one thing. The sine of any angle is positive in the first quadrant. Okay? But it is negative in the fourth quadrant. You understood the point? And this is in the fourth quadrant what I am talking about. What if I did the same thing here again in the second quadrant? If you can try it and see, check and see, you will get the sign as positive. Okay, sign will be positive in the second quadrant as well. Similarly, what if I check it in the third quadrant? Sign will be negative. Okay. Similarly, if you go on finding all the other trigonometric ratios in different quadrants, you will get a signs of all the trigonometric functions. Okay? I want you to try it. Yes, you will try it on your own whenever you find time. Nobody is going to ask you how to derive it and all that, but you should have a basic knowledge to help you a lot in competitive exams. Okay? Any competitive exams, and also to remember these particular signs, you will have an idea, okay, this is how I have derived the signs of trigonometric functions. This is how they have obtained it. Okay? So this is the procedure to obtain the signs of a trigonometric function. Okay? Obtaining is over. Now how to remember? See, there are two keys for you to get good marks. I hope you are already knowing that in the 10th grade you have scored really good. I am really proud of you. So that way, one is to understand how it is obtained. Second one is to remember, or in simple terms, by heart. Okay? First is to understand, then is to by heart. Both things are needed. One of the each will not come. That means understanding is needed, plus by hearting also is needed. Clear? So that is where memory comes into helpful. So remembering is very easy. So I can just simply tell you all. So I can divide this particular partition coordinate system into 4 equal parts. First quadrant, you all know, second, and this is third, this is fourth. In the first quadrant, all the trigonometric functions are positive. All trigonometric functions are positive. If you try, you can derive it in that way. You will get all the trigonometric functions as positive itself. Why? Because obviously, A and B are both positive. You will end up getting it in the form of positive number itself. Correct now? What if I go for the second quadrant? Here, I will get only sine function and its reciprocal. Sine function and its reciprocal. Can you tell me which is the reciprocal of sine? Yes? Cosine. Cosine is the reciprocal of sine. That is cosecant, if I get the full form. Sine and cosecant are positive. Remaining, all the other functions are negative. Okay? Remaining all the other functions, that is cos, secant, tan, cot, all are negative. Only sine and its reciprocal are positive. Now, let me check in the third quadrant. Third quadrant is going to be tan function, that is tangent, and its reciprocal. What is it? Cot. Cot tangent. Cot. Only these two are positive. Remaining all are negative. Okay? Then, in the fourth quadrant, obviously, cos and its reciprocal, what is it? Only these two are positive, remaining all are negative. Clear? Easy to remember. Correct or not? You have derived it, yes. Even if you derive and you can verify all my conditions given, this is easy to remember. That is, all the functions are positive in the first quadrant. Second quadrant, only sine and cosecant are positive. That is the reciprocal of sine. And then the tangent and the reciprocal of it is positive. In the fourth quadrant, cosine and the reciprocal of that is positive. Remaining all are negative in their respective positions. Okay? So this is about the signs of related to trigonometric functions. Note down in your own words. Try to derive all the functions out of this also. For now, because you have time, so do it so that you don't have to do it again. You need not derive this again in your lifetime at all. Nowhere it will be asked. You just have to derive it and understand and remember it forever. Okay? When you show this book to your children, okay, they will understand, oh, like this it is derived. Because nobody is going to teach that one unless you are attending an IIT or JEE. Okay, they will explain how it is derived and all. So this will be helpful for you, if not now, in some point of your life. Yeah. So note it down in your own words and try to note all the words whatever I have told. You can check in the video later also. It will be sent to you. Okay. Fine. Continue.